This is Wildcat Chris Harris. I'm sitting here with the CEO, the owner of the Northern Wrestling Federation, Roger Ruffen. He has been a friend to me, a boss to me, everything there is in the business. And I want to congratulate you for 40 years in professional wrestling. That is quite a feat. A lot of people they're not able to say that. But I want to give you a chance to talk to us about that. Your beginnings, you started in 1983. I know a lot of us do know about your early days as refereeing for the WWF. I mean, you probably refereed every superstar there was in the late 80s, the 90s.
In the old days. That's what you're trying to say, in the old days.
But I know a lot of people would really be interested in that, just your early days as a wrestler and your refereeing days with the WWF.
Well, actually, I've been working around this great sport for actually more than 40 years.
As a jacket taker.
I actually used to take jackets down to Cincinnati Gardens back when I was in high school. But my actual in-ring career it was 40 years this November. Yep.
Wow. Okay. And I think your mentor, Les Ruffen. You worked with him a lot in your early days.
Yep. Yeah. That's actually how I first got into the business. Was Les Ruffen was the local promoter here in the Cincinnati area, and he was extremely what a lot of the wrestlers like to refer to as old school. So you learn the rough way, you learn the tough way, and you learn the right way. So I was brought up the way I feel that you should be brought up in this great sport, and I paid my dues. And I'm proud of that, and that's one thing you can't take away from me, is I definitely paid my dues and worked my way up.
How did you make the connection with WWF and being such a main referee with them? You refereed with the Hebners. You were almost on the road with them.
Well, that's the thing about it is it's definitely being in the right place at the right time, and it's always been like that in wrestling, and it probably always will be. Like I said, I started off in Cincinnati. And back in the old days, Cincinnati actually had a wrestling commission. So when the WWE would come to town, they had to follow the rules and regulations of the Cincinnati Boxing and Wrestling Commission. And at that time, you had to use a local licensed commission referee, and I was one of those at that time. And I worked my way in that way. And the WWF at that time, they liked what they saw, and they started using me in other towns around the Ohio area. And that's how I kind of worked my way into that.
So exciting to go back and look at some of your work from those days. Now, let's talk about the Northern Wrestling Federation. We're coming up on the 28th year of the Northern Wrestling Federation. That has been your baby that entire time. You have kept this thing going for all those years, bringing in talent from everywhere, building up your own talent with Bone Crushers. I don't know. I'm lucky to have been here with you most of that time. So I've seen how great the NWF has been, but how do you feel about that? What's your thoughts on how great the NWF is and the fact it's still around?
Well, a lot of times when I meet people for the first time, or a lot of the old wrestling fans, they like to talk about the WWE when I refereed there and who did I referee and so on and so forth. And I cherish those memories. But I feel my greatest accomplishment and my most rewarding accomplishment was definitely the Northern Wrestling Federation. That's, like you said, that's my baby. And I really take pride in what I've done and what we have done over the last 28 years. And that's, a lot of people don't realize what an accomplishment that is for a smaller wrestling promotion to last 28 years. We usually run about 50 or 60 events a year. Over 28 years, that's a lot of events. There may be some promotions out there that have lasted as long, but I don't think they've ran as many events and gone through the aches and pains that we have.
And you've kept it going strong that entire time. So now we get to now. It's been 40 years. I know that's an accomplishment, but I know a lot of people are going to say, "Hey, you got 40 more years in you, Rogers." But honestly, what's going on now? Now that you've hit that, I mean, what's the future hold for Roger Ruffen?
Roger Ruffen is day to day. As long as I get up in the morning, I'm good to go for that day. I'll just take one day at a time. Sure, we got long-term plans, but we're worried about the present day. We're building off what we have. We have a great group of young superstars, both male and female. The reason we're successful and the reason we've always been successful is I've made sure we've surrounded ourselves with quality people, good, hard-working people, and as long as we continue to do that, I think we'll be around for quite a long time.
I love it. Congratulations, Roger.
Thank
It's been
you.
a pleasure.
And thank you to the NWF Army.